This lesson is from the 7th grade Houghton Mifflin English book. It is on direct and indirect objects, and it coordinates with pages 132 to 135 in the student textbook. The direct object receives the action of a transitive verb. A dragonfly has 4 fragile wings. Has what? Wings. An indirect object tells who or what was affected by the action. I showed Vince the fireflies. What did I show him? Fireflies. Who did I show it to? Vince. My fun note is that to find the indirect object, first find the verb and ask who or what, then ask for whom or to whom. For example, Miss Grun teaches us English. Teaches what? English. That's your direct object. To whom does she teach it? Us. That's your indirect object. There's a pattern of verb, indirect, direct. You cannot have an indirect object without a direct object. So let's try some. So, worker bees perform many different tasks in the hive. Perform what? Tasks. That's direct. They make wax and build honeycombs. Make what? Wax. Direct. Build what? Honeycombs. Direct. There are no indirect yet. They also clean the hive and guard the entrance. Clean what? Hive. Direct. Guard what? Entrance. Direct. The large workers collect nectar, pollen, and water and store it in the hive. Collect what? Nectar, pollen, water. Those are all direct. Store what? It. The smaller ones rarely leave the nest. Leave what? The nest. These are all direct. The group of worker bees surrounds the extremely important queen bee at all times. Surround what? Queen bee, or just bee would be fine also. Direct. The queen bee lays the eggs for the hive. Lays what? Eggs. Direct. The workers clean her and bring her special food to her. Clean what? Her. Bring what? Food. Both direct. They also prepare the cells for the hive for her eggs. Prepare what? Cells. Direct. Each cell contains one egg. Contains what? Egg. Direct. Eventually an adult bee will leave the cell and begin the duties of a worker. Will leave what? Cell. Direct. Begin what? Duties. Direct. Worker bees also protect the other bees in the hive during the cold winter months. Protect what? Other bees. Direct. By slowly moving their wings, the worker bees create heat within the hive. Create what? Heat. Direct. The cold weather, however, kills many workers near the edge of the hive. Kills what? Workers. Now we're going to get some indirect objects. Let me get a different color. I asked Miss Jackson some questions about spiders. Asked what? I asked questions. Who did I ask them to? Miss Jackson. Just squiggly line. So this is verb, indirect, direct. So it makes a pattern, V-I-D, verb, indirect, direct. She lent Mark and me a book of photographs. What did she lend? She lent the book. Who did she lend it to? Mark and me. Verb, indirect, direct. Each type of spider gives its web a different shape and design. Gives what? Shape and design. Who does it give it to, or what does it give it to? The web. Verb, indirect, direct. I showed the other students pictures of sheet webs, funnel webs, and round webs. Showed what? Pictures. Who did I show it to? Other students. Verb, indirect, direct. Most spiders trap insects in their silken webs. Trap what? Insects. There is no indirect because there's no space for it. It has to be verb, indirect, direct. So there's no indirect object in this one. Balloon spiders produce silk for another purpose. Produce what? Silk. Again, no room for an indirect object. These spiders climb tall grasses. Climb what? Grasses. Tall is not happening. It's not happening too tall, so that's just an adjective. Again, no indirect. Then they spin silk balloons and float through the air. Spin what? Balloons. Silk is just an adjective. It's not happening to silk. And float, float what? We don't have an answer. That's an intransitive verb, so that one doesn't have any objects. Miss Jackson will give us another lesson on spiders tomorrow. We'll give what? A lesson. Who will she give it to? Us. Verb, indirect, direct.